All of higher education is transformative. One of the hallmarks of a PACE education is exposure to real-world experiences.
There are many aspects of the education of PACE that set me up to do well and proceed. One piece, it was very empowering. I could study anything I wanted.
I chose it because of its reputation, and I wanted to be associated with something that would be acknowledged when I graduated, in terms of no question about the education that you received. And so it served me very, very well.
PACE was really the perfect place to go. It offered quality programs, and it offered professionals who taught people with the understanding of what the real world needed from graduates.
I grew up in Brooklyn. My father owned a gas station, and in some ways you can look at my parents as having 2 months of college cum, but education was a central theme in my family, central theme. And it was one of those families where if you got 98 on the test, somebody wanted to know what you got wrong.
I am a native New Yorker and grew up in Manhattan. Then we moved up to the Bronx, and so much of what my parents talked about was education. My parents both instilled in my brother and I the value of education. My mother insisted that they could never take that from you. Once you had your education, it was yours. And despite, again, I grew up in a time where it was not expected that African Americans would go on to college or even have any kind of professional life. But that was never, ever entertained in my family, and I was indeed the first one to go to college in my family.
When I look around IBM and I look around the accounting profession and the financial profession, I look at people who have graduated from PACE. I cannot tell you the number of people in very substantial, respected positions in IBM who were able to succeed as well. And I think it says something about the education that we received. It says it all, really.
PACE completely structured me. In fact, give me one career path as an English professor and another career path where I had 8 interviews with the then 8 big 8 accounting firms. I received such a wonderful, individualized education as a result of the personal attention I got from professors.
As I went on doing the work, I found that a lot of the work that I did as a senator was reflected in the studies that I undertook in my graduate work as well. It was a very balanced experience, and it was education that I was able to take with me outside of the classroom, and there was always this kind of back and forth that made it extremely enjoyable.
In a school that puts a lot of emphasis on professional education, there needs to be a constant dialogue between the academy and the profession. And alumni are a very important element of that dialogue.
I think it's always important to find talented, capable people who have academic capability and reach out to them, make sure they have that opportunity, and make sure they're successful. They're the future. They are the future of tomorrow. These are the people that will make a difference in the world tomorrow. So I think it's important to lend a helping hand, to look back and say, I appreciate what I was given, and I want to be able to help somebody else along the way.
PACE is an institution that combines what I believe is an increasingly unique blend of liberal education and very high quality professional education to create thinking professionals, people who get better jobs, make better decisions when they have those jobs, advance more quickly in those jobs, and ultimately, we hope, have better lives.
I like this idea of a thinking professional because you have to be able to do your job, do it well, but you have to think of the impact that you're making on others. And so thinking professional, I think, is great. I think that's a great term.
To say that PACE graduates thinking professionals, I think captures it beautifully because that's what it does.
PACE made a tremendous difference in my life, and PACE really shaped decades of a career. and really helped shape me as a person. And your home life when you grow up shapes your self-esteem, shapes your personal identity. PACE really helped do that as well. And so it's very much one of the fundamental building blocks that helped me, live a very constructive life thereafter.